Hello, this message is brought to you by the Contra Costa County Bar Association's Lawyer Referral and Information Service. I am an attorney practicing in the San Francisco Bay Area. I am a criminal law specialist and am on the Lawyer Referral Service panel. I want to tell you about when you should call an attorney who specializes in criminal law. In order to answer the question as to when you should call an attorney specializing in criminal law, I will give you a short summary of how criminal cases arise and how a criminal investigation can become a criminal case in the courts. Criminal cases generally fall into two large categories: those prosecuted in the federal courts of the United States and those prosecuted in the state courts. In Contra Costa County, state court cases are prosecuted in our superior courts, located in Walnut Creek, in Pittsburgh, Richmond, and in Martinez. All criminal cases begin with a law enforcement investigation. Law enforcement includes federal investigators from the FBI, the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration, or the IRS, just to name a few. State law enforcement can also include various investigators, local police, county sheriff, or highway patrol, among others. Criminal investigations usually begin when law enforcement receives a report of a crime. The best way for law enforcement to investigate that crime is to interview witnesses. They almost always want to interview the person who is accused or the suspect. That is because statements made by a suspect can and will be used to prove the criminal case. For that reason, it is always important for people who are contacted by law enforcement as part of an investigation to get legal advice. You may or may not be a suspect or someone who has been directly accused of wrongdoing, but you may not know if you have been accused. Therefore, it is very important when you are contacted by law enforcement to ask to speak to an attorney before answering any questions. You can then call an attorney or the Lawyer Referral Service to get an attorney who specializes in criminal law. At the same time, it is important to tell law enforcement officers that you do not want to talk or answer questions without an attorney. Once you request an attorney, the police are legally obligated to stop questioning. Most people who are contacted by the police are scared. Even the most innocent person may feel intimidated by the police and may want to answer questions to be considered cooperative. Some people are afraid if they don't answer questions asked by the police will think they have done something wrong. The person contacted may fear that the police will become angry. Our constitutional system of criminal justice requires the police to thoroughly investigate crime and not rely solely on statements made by the accused. The Fifth Amendment of our Constitution guarantees that right. Sometimes the police are required to warn people before an interview of their right to remain silent. Other times the police are not required to give what are commonly known as the Miranda warnings, which warn a suspect of his or her right to remain silent and to have an attorney present before questioning. In all cases, however, if you are contacted, you should ask for an attorney or tell the officer that you want to consult an attorney before answering questions. Once law enforcement has completed its investigation and a report is prepared, that report or the results of the investigation are turned over to the appropriate prosecuting agency to determine whether criminal charges should be filed. The United States Attorney's Office prosecutes federal criminal cases, and the local district attorney prosecutes state court cases. Generally, more serious crimes are filed by prosecutors as felonies, and less serious crimes as misdemeanors. In serious cases, warrants are frequently issued for the arrest of the suspect or the defendant if charges have been filed. If you haven't been contacted by law enforcement by the time charges have been filed, you should contact an attorney as soon as you learn that charges have been filed against you. An attorney can help you surrender on the warrant or attempt to get you released from custody on bail, at an affordable bail, or without bail at all. Bail systems differ in the federal and state courts, but the need for an attorney is the same. All people charged with having committed a crime are entitled to be represented by an attorney. This is a fundamental right under our Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, the public defender will represent you. Some of the most experienced attorneys practicing criminal law work in the public defender's office. The difference between hiring your own attorney and being represented by the public defender is that you can choose your own attorney if you hire that person. You can assess his or her credentials and qualifications and experience yourself. You can look up an attorney, including public defender attorneys, on the State Bar of California's website and see some of that attorney's qualifications, such as how long he or she has been in practice, where he or she was educated, if that attorney has any history of discipline with the State Bar, and if the attorney has any special credentials, such as being certified as a specialist. In summary, it is always important to ask for an attorney if the police come to you to ask questions. You should not answer any questions until you speak with an attorney. An attorney experienced in criminal law can speak to the police for you and protect you from becoming a witness against yourself. The attorney can help determine if speaking to the police will hurt you. There's always time to answer questions and provide information after an attorney has learned the nature of the law enforcement investigation and what, if any, role you may play in that investigation. In all criminal cases, whether misdemeanors or felonies, where you could receive a jail sentence, you are absolutely entitled to be represented in court after charges are filed by an attorney, a public defender if you are indigent, or counsel of your choice if you can afford to hire your own attorney. We have a very advanced system of criminal justice in this country, which depends not only on good law enforcement, but also upon informed citizens who know and understand their rights. I hope this helps you to answer questions regarding when you should ask for an attorney or contact a criminal defense attorney, and I hope I have answered some of your questions about your rights. In your area, there should be a Lawyer Referral and Information Service sponsored by your local bar association. You can usually find the service in the Yellow Pages or on the internet. The Contra Costa County Bar Association's Lawyer Referral and Information Service in the San Francisco Bay Area can help you find answers to legal problems by giving you an initial consultation with a lawyer near you at a very low cost. The lawyer can explain the specifics of the law in your case and can answer all of your questions in detail. Thank you very much.
Excellent.